Oh, g'day guys, welcome back to Arthur's videos. Alright, we got the Viewer Discrepancy Act out of the way, you know, keep those sookies who whinge and carry on. Got the finger out. You know, before I waffle on, you know what the description is up on the top there? I got to get a yumcha into me, mate. Yeah, man, it's yumcha time, man. There it is. There's my sponsored cup from all the dudes, the Pinwiki guys, you know, the Jamison guys and all that stuff. And by the way, if you don't remember, I'll refresh your memory of everything, you know what I mean? Hang on. There it is here. There's the diploma in case you guys didn't remember. There it is there. That's the certificate, you know, from Pinwiki. There it is. Guys who couldn't remember, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so before that's it now, gone through all that bullshit. All right, we're going to pour the yumcha. The bottle's going down. Okay, cracking it open. The weather's got a bit better now. Instead of those stinky hot days, mate. God, there were some stinky hot days. All right, there's the pouring the yumcha is. I actually spilt around there. Look at that, mate. Check that out, guys. Cheers. Okay, cleared out the throat, cleared out all the bugs and all those other viruses you breathe in the air, you know. I might breathe some stupidity in the air as well. Okay, the reason I'm doing this, I didn't want to do it, but I copped it in the cooler myself. Really? You copped it in the cooler yourself? That's not you, man. No, I did, okay. This one got me, you know, this board, you know. I've got a good show and tell. All right, I'm going to reveal it now. What I'm going to waffle on about. Okay, I'll go and grab the board. They're over there. Okay, here, get rid of the box. The box can fucking go. All right, what happened was, mate of mine. I do have mates. Oh fucking, I'll hold it like that. Okay, there it is. No, fuck, it's on the ground. All right, no, it looks like shit. All right, at least it's a small board. My mate got this and he goes, oh, I've got it's a crush roller. I can't remember the company, all right. I had a brain stop, you know. And he gets this, you know, and he goes, oh, I remember playing this in the arcade show. I actually used to play it myself. It's not bad. It's this little cat going around and he's painting all around the track. It wasn't a bad. It was like a rip-off of Pac-Man and all those maze games. It was not bad. So I reached out to the geek boys. I said, mate, I need one for a crush roller. He goes, oh, how many of those going to be out there, you know, these type of boards? I said, mate, if you make them, people will buy them. I said, you know, mate, you got to at least have it. There's a lot of bootlegs out here in Australia and around the world, you know, make them, you know what I mean? So did one for me, you know, for this guy, you know. So, yeah, this is a crush roller as a bootleg. Okay, I don't know what the original one looks like at all. I'll tell you the truth, I'm not going to make stuff up on that. But what happened was, yeah, so this is what it looks like, basically, the board, you know what I mean? You know, videos, program and all that crap, you know? It's a real basic board. It's not bad. I haven't done anything special to it. I don't know what the stain is. You can sort of see there's a bit of a stain there. Don't know what it is. This is how I got it. But, yeah, so I got the adapter done for this, you know what I mean? For this board, you know what I mean? And what happened with me is, you know, like I say, I've got other boards, you know. I've come across one, you know, the other day with this, you know what I mean? So, I just kicked the fucking tripod again. All right. Yeah, here's my one. This one board I've got. And, you know, when you say sometimes you got to go where's your limits on boards, you know what I mean? Like that other dude, he saw my video, he gave me his comment, he wants to catch up with me to get a yumcha. Mate, you know, we're ready to get a yumcha with me, mate, you know? If you clean your act up and you do your job, like I said to you, you're practicing, put a bit of love into it, you know what I mean? As I said to you, I pointed out a couple of things. I'm not having a go at you, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I will have a yumcha catch up with you, you know what I mean? And that, I want to make sure you're over 18. And the catch is, I got this board here. Now, this board here is done by Falcon, this particular board. This board here, okay, I'll do a drive-by so you could play it back between the two. Okay, check that out. Have a look how everything is, audio section and all that. I'm going to sort of hold it down there. Check that out, okay, on this particular game board, on this guy's one. Now, have a look at the Falcon one, okay? you can sort of see their logos here. There is their logo. So maybe that Falcon had it got it licensed by whoever this company is. As I said, I can't remember. I don't know it, you know. And this is their board. This is a Falcon board, basically, you know what I mean? Now, check that out. They also got the imprint of the Falcon here. And like I said to you many times, this is what cancer is. Have you seen that? See that? That's the copper coming out of the plating of the clear of that orange, the green stuff that they put onto the plating. After they do the copper, they put this plating. It's called the screening. You know what I mean? It's not like the screaming jets. Okay, it's a screaming. Okay, so they do that, then they put the artwork on there and all that stuff. But this board here is so fucked, you can't repair it. You know what I mean? So what is it? JAE sockets, mate. As I said to you in previous videos, Japanese socket quality. Have a look at that. How the headers are, that mate. They're a quality socket. So this board here, it's unfixable. It's good for maybe a couple of parts out of it and that. But as I said, I had it sitting around, you know, and I remember where it was. It was one of the tubs. I actually didn't know where this one was. But you can sort of see, I'm holding it, how the track is. You know, it's all the cancer gone in this, you know. But check that out. The back of the board ain't bad, you know what I mean? So who knows? It sort of started around here and that. But it's not bad. What happened here? On this, who knows? It might have been sitting like this over the years, and the dew in the compensation, not a conversation I'm having with you guys, of the air of that moisture started probably getting in there. That's why I keep saying to you guys, you got to put the gel bags into your boards and store them. If you store them like this or something, it won't, the moisture will drop or whatever, rather than sitting on top of it, basically, you know what I mean? So that's what this happened to this board. But you know, the reason I'm doing this video, this is the main reason. I got this. Before do I waffle? No. I'll finish that off. Okay, I'll do what I'm trying to explain. Now check this one out. This is a blue Falcon. Okay, there's a green one and there's a blue one. Okay, have you noticed? Play back. You'll notice audio section is different to that last board. Basically, have a look. It's all laid out differently. See, they had a layout here for another design on that. So I got this board in, and I go, yeah, this must be a crush roller. Okay, there you go. I'm throwing it down so you guys can sort of see it. Okay, I said, all right, it must be a crush roller. So what I did is, to verify, I took the EEPROMs out. That's what the main video about this is. So I took the ROMs out. So I took this one out for the first one I took out was this guy here. So I took that out and I put it into the ROM ident, you know, to check that, the ROMs, and it went beep, unknown. The fuck? They're only 2732s, all of them, 2732s. So I said, what the fuck? So, all right, I said, fuck it. So I copied 3 and 4, and I put another one in. So I put them all in, again, the fuck? And I'm going, ugh. All right, count how many F words I just dropped, you know what I mean? So hang on. So, yeah, so I copped it. I said, what the, mate, what is this board? Maybe a ladybug, you know? Or dig dug, you know? The old dig dug. I said, all right. So then what I did is, I had a fart in the, brain fart in the shower, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting there having a brain fart. And I go, hey, what I will do? How stupid can I be? So what I did is, I took these EEPROMs out and I shoved it to this board, okay? Cowabunga, okay? Or this one here wasn't loading up because maybe the prom's different, you know what I mean? Put them here a bit better there for you guys. Okay, maybe the prom's different because of the way, whatever it is, it wouldn't boot up, came out with a crosshatch. And I said, okay, we're getting somewhere with this. So I took out the program, and I left the character section in the board. Guess what? It was Crush Roller. Because this one might say fucking Falcon down there, you know, Falcon whatever, and all that. So that was this is what I'm trying to explain to you. So don't ever assume. So if you have another board that works, you could always take out and swap the program over. You ain't going to kill it. They're 2732s, they're 2732. That's how I verify this is a crush roller. But again, don't assume, you know, make an ass out of you and me by that ROM-a-dent system that say it's going to come up, you know. It might be saying, oh, the ROM's fucked or whatever, the program. No, it might be because no one dumped them. And for those guys who dump them, mate, I'll give you a thumbs up. You know, someone hasn't dumped this program, you know what I mean? Basically, you know what I mean? So I said, at least I know what I'm working with, you know what I mean? So to verify all that stuff, you know. So then as I said to you with the boards, there is a Falcon A and there's a Falcon B. This crush roller is a nobody, okay? Oh, fuck. Put it here. I'll move the camera down a bit. Back. All right. We'll do it that way. This crush roller is a nobody. So if you've got this particular board, you need this. Now, with this crush roller, I came across a Falcon, an adapter, from these guys here, which is from, I'm not going to read them out. The games are there, okay? This is another game, all right? There you go. So I shoved this on here to start working on this. So what the problem is I've got is, what the fuck I've got on this? I've got no, reset lines down on this at the moment, you know what I mean? So it won't power up, you know what I mean? So at least I know what to do with this and that. And there's another one, you know, always check the pin out to verify. It's not like, oh yeah, this is the one that goes in there. You got to check it out. Even if there's no paperwork, you got to do the old-fashioned way, like I did another one. You got to multimeter, work out which is which, the signals and that, and do the old-fashioned cable job. You know what I mean? So I had this, you know. At least I know what this is. This is going back to its daddy, you know. But there's another one was in America, the crush roller wasn't called that. It was called Matrix. Okay, Matrix. It's called. There it is. There's an adapter. Okay. But if you have a good look at it, it's a different type of adapter to a Falcon. This is a different Falcon connector. This is probably an A, this is a B. Don't correct me on those. Okay, so see how they've got the grounds on this side and the grounds are on the opposite side. Slightly different, basically. You know, so it's basically that. It's the opposite of that. So Williams got this game from whoever that made it and licensed it under Williams band, you know, and just called it Matrix. You know, instead of Crush Roller, they probably made it that name for American market. So it's, you know, it's the same game with the little cat going around the maze, painting it's a paint roller going around there. You know, it's not bad. It's a cool little game. You know what I mean? So like I said, it's not like Williams made this game. They got all their games from America. It's like America. It's like all those games that they got from Atari has done. You know, they licensed from all the Japanese companies, marketed to the American name, and called it whatever. You know what I mean? And like pole position. You know, everyone goes, oh, you know, Atari did. No, mate, it was Namco did that game. You know, don't insult a good game. You know, for calling it Atari. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys about all the different boards are out there. You know, there's a shitloads of different boards. There's 3 here I just showed you out of one game. You know what I mean? So, as I said, if you ever get that, work with another board. Like I said, you always work with another board. That way you can sort of verify a lot of stuff. You can sort of see the similarities between the two. There was a big word that came out of my mouth. Between the two, you know what I mean? But at least I can show you what the other board over there is with the severe cancer. But how many boards can you survive? But as I said, you can pick these up, like I keep saying, like that dude. Get a thumb. At least practice on a board. You ain't going to kill it. It's a $100 game. Ain't going to lose it. That's 2 cases of beer, 2 slabs of a bottle of yum cha, you know what I mean? But as I said, learn, you know, put your probes, practice. If you stuff it up, big deal, mate, you know. You move on, you put your big boy pants and continue going, you know. My dry's getting, my mouth's going to get a bit dry. It's from the bullshit. About what I'm saying to you guys, you know, that's why I'm doing all these videos. But as I said to you, I copped it with this, you know. So yeah, because they all look the same, you know. But yeah, man, we'll get the point. So lucky these guys do my shit for me. As I said, I gave them a lot of game boards that I've come across with all the oddball stuff. So yeah, guys, thanks for that, you know. And I'm going to finish off, you know, like the old saying of mine is, you know, pinball machines, video games, and that, and Dr. Love, you know. Mate, as I said, I do this as a passion. I do my head in. But as I said, you know, what do? Pass your day, basically. You know, you learn stuff ups on that, guys. Thanks for watching. You know, comment down the bottom. You know, give me the thumb or the finger. As I said, mate, I'm just trying to come up with different quality of products, you know. And by the way, at least it's not a poker machine. So, guys, cheers for watching another of my crazy videos. Thanks, man. Thanks.